back in your life like an NBA coach who gets arrested for running illegal poker games. This is the weekend warm up on the Educated Ignorance podcast. I'm Joe Winkle, joined by the head of the mafia that got the NBA shook. It is Daniel from Gotham Gambling. Hello, friend. How are you?
We had we've had a lot of good possible back in your lives this week. And we got
Yeah.
that and back in your life, uh arguing on Twitter with high school football fans. Um
Yeah.
Back in your life, like the refs blowing a call in an NBA game.
Hey, man, listen. Katie was faking it, bro. He was pump faking it.
Yeah, so was Kirby Smart.
Yeah, I was clapping. Yeah, Katie was clapping. Listen, man. Just sometimes you gotta. Sometimes there's just some beef, and I got beef. Uh, and even though I currently got beef, I'm a vegetarian and I ain't fucking scared. You know what I'm saying, dog? Get out! I'm out here, fucking do the schmurder dance on these hoes. Uh, Hopefully DJ listens to this beginning part because he doesn't like the guy either. He probably doesn't like him more than I do, and I don't like him at all. Anywho, we're here for the
Do
weekend.
we gotta go fight someone?
Nah, just levels of disrespect,
I probably wouldn't, because people out where you live have guns.
Oh yeah, like you don't live in New York. People where you live
Yeah, but
don't
these are
have
legal
guns.
weapons. These are legal weapons.
Yeah, people where you no. People where you live, they don't have guns. They have mutated powers where they get chased by a dude in a spider outfit.
No, that's just Curtis Lewa.
Yeah.
Genuine question, because I was meant to ask some of this. Like, do y'all ever get on the national news circuit outside of in the updates on this shit in New York? Because they talk about it like it's this national thing, like the mayor of New York.
My fiance watches way too much CNN.
Okay,
This isn't even a sneak. This isn't even a sneak diss. She knows. I think she watches way too much CNN. And they talk about whatever bullshit that dude's in every now and then.
it's so funny because it's like the whole. We're gonna get a little political for 2 minutes here, because this is almost over, and I'm so sick of all these fucking ads on TV. It's just Cuomo was like, Zoran, is he a terrorist? Maybe. That's literally half his argument is just that, and then it's Zoran just being like, hey, you sexually assaulted people, stop talking to me. And then it's Curtis Lewa being like, I was shot by the mafia in 1963. If you see it, legit, you can find it on YouTube. Every question they ask him, he just brings up the fact that he's been shot or stabbed 100 times. They'll be like, if you're running late and the trains aren't working, are you taking a cab? He's like, I wouldn't take a cab because I got shot in the back of a cab in 1982. And then they'll be like, oh, what's your opinion on the Knicks and their season? Oh, I don't go to the Garden because I was stabbed there in 19. Bro, everything about this man has been stabbed 30 times.
The mayor?
No, Curtis Lewa.
Okay.
So, do you know who that is?
So,
do you know what the Guardian Angels are? Or is that just a New York thing?
It's probably a New York thing.
So, all right, back in the 80s, New York was just hell, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Curtis Lewa started the Guardian Angels.
I know who Chris Angel is.
So, not even near. Okay. So, Curtis Lewa started the Guardian Angels, which was a group of people who were as a borderline militia that would go on the subway, and if they saw someone trying to rob someone, they saw someone trying to kill someone, they would basically do a citizen's arrest or beat the shit out of the dude till the point the subway got safe again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in reality that's literally his claim to fame. Is that's what he's been doing for 40 years. Is he helps the community and stuff like that. Now it's less stopping crime, because that shit would be massively illegal, but it's just funny to hear this guy is you're thinking he's gonna say something to be very I helped garner peace, and it's just man, everyone's been trying to kill me for 50 years, so I decided to be mayor of one of the most important cities in the world where everyone will be attacking me. But enough of that. Joe, we have some good amount of rivalry games this weekend, I would say.
Is that a segue?
That was a segue.
Listen, man. Listen.
Call me
Y'all
a
have had a
two-wheeled mobile device the way I'm segueing.
y'all's mayoral. Yeah, like shout out to the Cuomos or whatever.
No.
I mean, he was the mayor, right?
No, he was the governor.
Or the governor. Sorry. Okay, mayor, governor. Y'all's just political climate in New York is just.
It's so chaotic, dude.
It's just not a good time.
The best part is we're getting ads from this guy now. That's a write-in candidate, and I've never seen an ad or I've never seen anyone talk about this man. All of a sudden this week, this dude's like, where was Zoran Mamdani on 9/11? And someone was like, he was 5.
That's so funny.
They're like Zoran Mamdani.
Oh my god.
Wait, how old was he? Let me check.
Oh my god, no. That's so funny. He said he was 5. Oh, hell
He
no.
was literally 10 years old.
Oh, that was great. DJ, if you don't think any of this is worth it, cut it. But I think this is pretty funny. That was fantastic. Where was he on that? He was 7.
They'll be like, he did not endorse Joe Biden. It's like, well, he was a councilman of Brooklyn. Like, he wasn't supposed to be endorsing. Like, his endorsement didn't mean shit. Like,
yeah,
it's fun. I hope he wins. I think he'll do good for the city. Because it's very they always have plans, but then they don't say what their plans are. And when they pressed him about his plans, he's like, oh, here's my 20-point plan and a full presentation of how long it will get taken done. And I was like, you know what? Even if this fucks my city up, at least are like being transparent.
At least you're being honest about it.
Like, at least like I know it's not like, oh, we're going to move the money. And then we find out like, oh, this money was put to the cops to give them $50 billion budget again. But enough politics. Let's talk about the politics that are college football.
Oh my god!
Who is the next coach fired? Because I thought the way they did Billy Napier was shitty.
I mean, okay. Can I argue that it wasn't because they told him all week that he was going to get fired?
I think it's more of the, hey, you're going to get fired whether you win or not. It's like at that point, why not just go ahead and dismiss him?
Yeah. That's fair.
Because now you have a week where your team almost lost.
At least he got to go out on a win.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, they fought hard, they pulled the game out, and it's just like, yeah, we did it. All right, cool, coach. See ya.
Yeah, bye, bud.
It's the college football equivalent of Mike Brown getting fired while on the plane ride to LA. You know what I mean? It's like you're already prepped and ready for the game. And now it's like, hey, you better go ahead and start looking at for realtors because you're not going to be in Gainesville on Sunday morning.
Who's the next coach fired in college football is a great question because I don't think anybody else is going to get fired in season unless your boy in old Baton Rouge loses his next 2 games.
Yeah,
because they play.
I hope he goes to Penn State and we can reset because like I'd never liked him. Like, and I was mad he did good at Notre Dame because I didn't have a reason to justify my hatred.
Yeah, because they play A&M this weekend, and I think they're gonna get beat. And then they play Bama after a bye week, and they got to go to Bama. Yeah, they got to go to Bama.
I will say this: if they lose this week, I might take them to cover the spread at Bama because they're going to go into that locker room and they're going to tell him, if you do not win this game against Bama, pack your bags, and he's going to have 2 weeks to prep for it. I
mean, he he could I don't necessarily disagree with the fact that he could go out there and cover the Bama spread. It's just like if they lose on Saturday, they're going to be like 2 touchdown dogs.
This is a perfect cover.
Yeah, no kidding. So yeah, next college coach fired. I don't really know if there's a I know a team that might fire their coach, but actually no, they won't fire him in season. Florida State's going to open up. It won't happen until the season ends. They don't have the money or the balls to fire Norvell in season. Um,
my this may be a dumb take, but my opinion of like all this is like unless you have the replacement ready, like within like a week, like you already know, like hey, you know, like if you're Florida State and you say, hey, we already know we're giving this job to Franklin, right? Or if it's like UNC where it's like, hey, like a week left in the season, we already know we're getting Belichick, right? Like then
well,
wait till
that's the
after the season.
problem. They did
But
not
that's the
know that
thing.
was the case because their AD wanted to hire other people.
But that's the thing is like if you already have the replacement ready, then yeah, fire him mid-season, especially this late, because all you're gonna do is like it's gonna mess with players. Because think about it, like let's say James Franklin goes to Florida State, right? Like I'm just using an example because it's the big one on my, like the first one that people are thinking of is where James Franklin will go. So let's say they already know, okay, we're getting James Franklin. Cool. Then you can dismiss Norvell and you could say, all right, um, you have a 4 to 5 week window where you can assess who you want to try to keep, who you're okay with leaving in the transfer portal, and who you're telling like you might as well transfer because you're not going to get time here. You know what I mean? Like you have 4 to 5 weeks to show, like have them show what system is going to be there so you could see who's going to thrive and who's not. Versus, you know, you fire him, you have this interim. Wow, this guy played great for the interim, and then you hire a coach that's nowhere near that skill set, and then the player decides not to transfer. The player transfers, and you find out like it was a good fit for them to stay at Florida State. So, I like that's just my opinion. I think if you don't have them ready to go, then wait till end of season.
That is the one thing about like for example, Brett, the last coach I can remember that got hired in season like that, outside of like when Lincoln took the USC job like the Monday after the last regular season game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's
Which
different.
that's
Like
different. But like in season, the last coach I remember that took a job was Brett Bielema, took the Illinois job, and that was during the COVID year. Like, and that was at the end of the season. It was in December. Because Lovey got fired, like in the middle of the COVID season.
right.
So I remember that, but that's because Brett didn't have a job and it was a weird circumstance. Like that's the thing right now for Florida State that I feel is upset because they have Brett or they have to Norvell, who I think they all know they're going to get rid of, and like I feel like James Franklin would be a guy that you could announce you could announce James Franklin the fucking Monday of the Florida week or something, and you know what I mean, like. Hey, we have James Franklin. He's going to be the head coach in 2026. It's just can kind of reset things, but
What a way everything turns, because like everyone was like so ready for Mike Norvell is the man after week one, and then now it's Mike Norvell is gone by the end of the season.
I think unfortunately sometimes certain messages kind of wear thin. And I think the philosophy of always trying to rely on just banger after banger transfer portal class, whenever you lose one game, all of a sudden, like you don't have that pride. You don't have the pride to play for your school. You don't have the pride to play for the name on the front because you don't really have direct ties to them. I think the perfect storm with the fact like the Knowles in Norvell was a godsend because he turned a program that was dead and they were a team that had a national championship opportunity ripped away from them by the NCAA because of fucking corruption. Regardless, that team that went 13-0 in 2023 yes, they hammered the transfer portal. Keon Coleman, huge transfer in. Some offensive linemen, some defensive guys. Like Jared Verse the year before was a transfer guy. He from Albany. But regardless, like the reason that class was so good was because that team was so good was because 90% of it was there for their second trip around the sun. Jordan Travis came back. Jared Verse didn't decided to pass up on being a top 10 pick or a top 20 pick to come back and play another year. All those defensive guys they had. Braden Fisk he transferred in from Western Michigan. Yeah, Johnny Wilson stayed for another year. Yes, they had a bunch of dudes on that offense and defense that not a bunch, but like some key players on both sides of the ball that were transfers, but a lot of those guys were transfers that also stayed for a second year. So they were bought in. They played for the front of the jersey as well as the back of the jersey. But for a place like FSU, for Norvell, right now, you have some of that buy-in that might not be there uh, in certain aspects. And I don't know. There's just too many moments where they're flat. You know what I mean? And like, and they're just unprepared in certain aspects. They've lost too many games that they were not supposed to lose. You know, like that's why I want Franklin. That's why Franklin's at the top of my list because yeah, he has lost those big games, but other than the games where recently, he's never lost the cupcakes, and that's what I'm hoping for here if they get him. But I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't get him. He's just the guy that I would want. So you're still muted, by the way.
Yeah, I was doing some stupid shit. Yeah, you're right. But so moving on. What game are you most excited for this week? Because I have one I've really circled in, um, solely for the fact that this team has seen whenever they've played the big games. I would say their last one of their last two losses was probably like their first like real big game they lost. Um, but I'll let you go first before I go into it. Like, what game are you kind of most excited for this week?
I think I'm going to have to cheat here, and I might have said the same team last week, but I'm going Missouri and Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's for real, man. Like they're legit. And if this is another like they're favored at home again. I told you guys all last week that they were going to win outright, and they did. Y'all told me on the show last week I was nuts. But if they win this game, they're going to then like have their last four games of Texas, Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And if they can go 3-1 in those games, they're going to set themselves up for a playoff spot. Vanderbilt. Now it's not going to be easy because they got to go to Texas, they got to go to Tennessee, and but if they can win this game against Missouri, then like it's just I think it's a great opportunity for them, but also for Missouri too. Like Missouri, everyone they were hot. They lose to Alabama. They go to Auburn and win a stupid game on the road in double overtime. They still got some incredible opportunities on their schedule as well. So another one of those playoff eliminator type games potentially, but also another spot for this Vanderbilt team, who I think's been the best story. Well, I'm not even calling Indiana is a story, but they're not, you know what I mean. I think of it a little differently. Like Vanderbilt football, like them being in the top 10. I mean, it is kind of the same as like Indiana and Vanderbilt are top 10 in the country right now. It's crazy. But I'm excited for that Vanderbilt Missouri game. Game day is going to be there in Nashville. What a chance for Vanderbilt again on the national stage, just like they did last week when they beat LSU.
Yeah, for me, it is. Yeah, I don't. I feel like Vanderbilt is giving the vibe of the we got hot in the regular season, and then one of their playoff games they're gonna get hit with like Indiana or Ohio State.
Oh, that's fine though.
And
That's totally
but that's
fine.
what I'm saying. You know, the team that everyone's like, yeah, this could be the year we don't see, or we see the little guy kind of pull it out, and then they get torched like 77-0 in the second round of the college football playoffs, and Diego Pavia's crying, and we're talking about how Vanderbilt was actually fraudulent. They only beat bad teams. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. I really hate. I feel like the slate's weird. Like I feel like this is the week, one of those weeks where everyone's like, "Man, this is gonna be a great week," and like preseason, that's what everyone thought, and then now it's just kind of like there's like 5 good games, and then who cares? Michigan State should be fun because it's Bryce Underwood versus Aiden Giles. I think it's going to be fun to watch, and it's Bryce Underwood's first official rivalry game. I also really, really, really am excited to see the BYU Iowa State game. I think that is going to be a very fun game.
It's going to be very intriguing. We're going to learn a lot.
BYU just does not quit. Like I got to catch the end of their last game, and they really just do not quit whatsoever.
No, and for all the shit that I've given them all season, like that's a legit win. Like winning by margin against Utah, even though it was at home, like that's impressive as hell.
Right, and it's like, okay, now can you do it on the road against a team like Iowa State, who outside of their Cincy loss, I mean, Cincy Colorado was a rough back-to-back for them. I definitely think they should have won that Colorado game, but Cincy is really good.
Yeah, they're really
good. They've kind of proven like you know, when they're that team that when everyone is essentially going against them, they come out firing. Because you look at I'm looking at the money lines right now, right, or the money movement right now. Almost everyone and their mother is betting on BYU to cover and to win. But the money is on Iowa. If you remember, when was the last time everyone and their mother was fading Iowa State? Week 0.
They faded a bunch, though. Huh?
Week 0.
Yeah.
Everyone and their mother was on Kansas State. And Iowa State came in and took them out. Even if Dylan Edwards did not get hurt, I still think Iowa State probably would have won that game. But I'm really excited to see that. I think this week we see 3 top 12 teams drop out of the top 12 or move down in spots.
Real quick on that Iowa State game?
Yeah.
Here's my thought about them real quick in this spot. They are incredibly banged up on the defensive side. And I think that there's a world where this is a wrong team is favored spot. And it's kind of why I thought BYU, when I put in the chat earlier today, I thought I was considering taking BYU because like this is a very possibility of a wrong side favorites situation just because of how banged up Iowa State is on the defensive end, but the game should be fairly interesting still.
Yeah. That's fair. But is there any other college game that you're kind of just like, man, this looks great? Ole Miss. I think I don't even want to talk about LSU because it's gonna make me sad.
I think this A&M team is really, really good, so I'm excited to watch that to see them have. It's an opportunity. I love seeing teams like make a statement, and I think this could be a huge statement game for them. Ole Miss and Oklahoma, like I'm gonna watch it, but it could get very ugly because Oklahoma just kind of plays these nasty games.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Let's see. I'm looking at the slate. See if there's any other.
USF and Memphis. It's a huge
that game is
either
going to be a shootout or a blowout. There's no way between it. I think that this game's either like 60-66 or 50-0.
So so Memphis lost their first game last week. Trent Dilfer gets fired from UAB. and then all of a sudden they knock off a ranked team at home because Memphis loses at UAB. However, Memphis's quarterback got hurt, so they're going to be playing in that game without their starting quarterback. I think USF is I think that they are a level above all these other group of 5 teams. Like, there's a reason they went in and they slapped Boise. They went into the swamp and beat Florida. I understand they played Miami the week after that and got flatlined, but they're legit. Like, they have a different level of athlete, I think, than the rest of the G5. So, like, they had that North Texas game and everyone thought they were going to lose and they hung 65 or whatever it was. Like, is this a bit of is this a spot they're finally playing a team that's like probably on their level on an athlete, kind of almost an athlete for athlete level? That's a little bit scary. Indiana UCLA, that game as well, for some reason fascinates me. Like, do I think this is a spot where the UCLA train kind of finally comes to an end because they got to go on the road?
Is Nico still hurt? Because I saw him limping off the field into the game.
That I'm not too sure of. If he's out, I don't really see them having a chance. But
it.
Everyone's been talking like he's going to play this week.
Let me see.
Now, listen, we're also talking about a game that's a 25.5 point.
Yeah, he's not even on the injury report.
Yeah.
For me, it's not even that. So what I'm interested in is, one, UCLA has a top 25 pass defense, and this is a top 25 pass offense in Indiana. But the big kicker is this: Indiana runs for 226 yards a game. UCLA gives up 186 yards a game on the ground. And I think we can both agree, once Indiana's like the Detroit Lions. If they get 2 explosive plays, your game's over. You know what I mean? Like, once they get that momentum of like, oh, we didn't just, grind our way down the field, but we're tiring you out now and we're getting huge play after huge play, you're done. Like, and it's not coming back.
I am intrigued to see, like, in that game, for Indiana, like, it felt like there was a bit of the first half against Michigan State a little sleepy, and Indiana has the tendency in these games to kind of be wagony, where they just play a team that doesn't have the kind of dude, like, not the type of dudes they have, or the type of level of play that they're able to hold up on, and they can absolutely rip. So, like, if Indiana comes out and just flexes on them for 4 quarters, I think that would be an impressive moment. Not because
fair.
Not because, like, after the Oregon game, like, people aren't taking them seriously still, but the first half against Michigan State was a little sleepy, which it happens. That's college football. Like, the fact that Indiana goes through most of these games and they're like not even fucking sweating is pretty impressive.
So for me, I don't think I'm going to bet this, but if I had to pick a side, I'm taking Indiana on the spread.
You would lay it.
I would lay it, and this is why. So I already mentioned their pass defense. But so here's the thing. Look at their last 3 games. UCLA. So
UCLA, Penn State.
Let's look at their schedule, right? You have their last 3 games, once they got into conference play. Penn State, not a passing team, right? So your passing numbers are going to look your passing defense is going to look a little inflated when you play a team that runs it 75% of the time. Michigan State has not been a great passing team in the last couple of weeks. And you got Maryland, which I would say they're pretty balanced. I haven't watched too much of them.
Their quarterback's a freshman. He's solid.
Their quarterback's a very mobile freshman, right? But the big thing in this pass defense and this pass rush is this. So do you know where Indiana ranks in their offensive line in terms of sacks allowed, quarterback hits allowed, tackles for loss, and rushed plays?
Where?
They are all top 10. Their offensive line is averaging less than 1 sack and 1 quarterback hit per game. They have they have only averaged 3 tackles for loss per game this whole season.
Mm-hmm.
UCLA, how many FBS teams are there? Roughly, it's like what 134, something like
130,
that.
136.
Okay, so UCLA is 131st in sacks. They are 127th in quarterback hits. They are 101st in turnovers, and they are 119th in tackles for loss. You cannot beat Indiana if you can't get past their offensive line.
Mm.
Because cool, your passing defense has been solid lately, but if you're giving Mendoza time in the pocket, it's over.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
and that's why I think the only way they don't, if this was a non-conference game, I think Cignetti would probably take a little mercy like he did against Old Dominion. Or who was it they played and they were supposed to win by like 80 and they only won by 28 like week 1 or 2?
Old
ODU.
Dominion was
Old
close.
Dominion.
The Indiana State game, they won by 1,000.
Yeah. Like this just seems like Cignetti's is sadistic. Like, what better way than to like, oh yeah, we'll bring this 3-win streak into Indiana, and we're gonna beat you by 60, and it's gonna demoralize the rest of your season, like that kind of thing. Like, I might take it, and I'm talking myself into this. We got to move on before I stop. Before I actually place money on this,
You're gonna lay it.
right.
You're gonna double it up. You're gonna lay 49.5.
You know what? Fuck it, 20 units right now.
Yeah, let's go.
All right, so I have one for you in the ACC. Georgia Tech, Syracuse. Georgia Tech is a 16.5-point favorite. They're playing an unranked team. We all know how key is against unranked teams. Is this the game where you can break that streak?
It's not unranked teams. It's
unranked road team. They're on the road.
It's like when they it's like them versus an underdog versus a favorite. By the way, last week, 3.5-point dog on the road, and they win by 1 billion. Georgia Tech is the team this year where you see them win games, and then everybody on Twitter is saying how fraudulent they are. Do you know what that means? It means those guys bet against Georgia Tech and they lost. Like, that's all that means, folks. Whenever you see a bunch of people go out of their way to talk about how fraudulent they are, 95% of the time it means they bet money on them and they lost. Right. That's my take anyway.
I think if there is any, so obviously this streak is all road games. Because looking at their, Wake Forest was the road game this year. They were 13-point favorites. And they struggled. Looking at last year, they were favorited 3 times, they had 2 road games they were favored, and they did not cover the spread in either of those, including losing to the Syracuse team last year as a road favorite. You got to think, with as bad as Syracuse's defense has been, or as their scoring has been, since their Clemson win, like, this has got to be a spot where, like, you would think this would be where they would just let it rip, right? I mean, the Syracuse rushing defense is bottom half the league against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, it sucks too for them because they have that big Clemson win. They blow their doors off, and then Angeli blows his Achilles out. You know what I mean?
And then the coach has them running suicides after they played UConn.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, they came back after that and they beat Clemson the next week, so it was worth it, clearly. But of course, like I said, Angeli got hurt, so that sucked. But I don't know, man. I don't think Syracuse can really hold up with Georgia Tech. Like, would I lay it? No, because I don't like laying it with Georgia Tech when they're that big of favorites. But I would be pretty shocked if they lost. Like, I don't think Syracuse can score enough with the dude they have in right now. Like, they have not, if I'm not mistaken, like, since the Clemson win, when Angeli got hurt, like, they have not looked good, like, at all.
Go look at the Denver. Do the Denver box score right now.
The Denver box score.
Yeah, I need you to see this. I need to see your live reaction to this.
Okay. Is my over hit with Jokic?
Not yet.
16, 11, and 8. What is that? 16 and 19?
That's 34. That's not what I'm talking about.
I'm not going to hit. Oh my God, Aaron Gordon. Jesus Christ.
Aaron Gordon has 40 fucking 2.
On 9 threes.
You know what?
Oh,
Maybe maybe I thought Murray was going to be the big boost with Michael Porter Jr. gone. I didn't think Aaron Gordon was going to be like this. I mean, I guess they don't have anyone to shoot threes now.
just amazing. Do you want to talk some NBA real quick?
Yeah, we can. Do you want to play the game I had, the college football game I had, real quick before we push on?
Sure.
It's super quick. I would be surprised if this takes us more than 10 minutes. All right, so I'm going to give you 60 seconds to answer each one. So this game is, can you name the Texas school based on their biggest blowout loss in their history? These are all FBS Texas schools. So there are 8, 10, 12. There are 13 of these. I'm going to give you the score and what year it is. You have 60 seconds to guess the school. We played this on the Golden Ticket Show. If you guys have not watched that, go check that out on our YouTube page, where we had a great show. And I think they only guessed 3 of them right.
Okay, so what? All right, what am I? One more time. What am I doing?
So I'm going to give you a score. In a year that game happened, and you got to guess which team it was. These are each FBS school in the state of Texas, their biggest loss of their history.
Oh,
so
wow.
Not the biggest win, their biggest loss. Because we always talk about when they beat up on the little guys 110-0. Now it's like flipping back.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just gonna pick them random here. In 1916, this team lost 75-0 to Baylor.
I'm gonna say that is Texas Christian University.
No, that is Texas State.
Oh, Texas State.
All right.
Fuck this. Okay.
This team lost 66-6 in 2011 to Mike Gundy and Oklahoma State.
Oh God. 66-6. Okay. Are there any other like G5 Texas teams outside of Texas State? Oh wait, so this would be like UTEP and UTSA.
UTEP, UTSA, North Texas, Sam Houston. Yeah. You can ask me if it's Group of 5 or Power 4, and I'll tell you that.
Group of 5 or Power 4?
Power 4.
66-6 in 2011.
Yeah. It says there's only like 3 more Power 4. Like I'll tell you when there's like this would give it away if I say Power 4 or Group of 5.
Okay, 66-6 in 2011. That team was really good. Oklahoma State. Who was bad in 2011? Could it be Texas Tech? Maybe. Is it Texas Tech?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Because a part of me was wondering if their biggest loss was when they lost to Oklahoma in 2007. After they
this isn't like the biggest like emotional. This is like their biggest point differential.
Well, no, like that year. So in 2007 they beat. That's when they had Crabtree and Graham Harrell. They beat Texas, but then they played Oklahoma in the second last game of the regular season, and they lost by 1,000. They just got flatlined.
So this next one's my favorite because it involves a team you like to bet on, which is Rice.
Mm-hmm.
In 1916, Rice beat this school 146-3.
SMU?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Was SMU that bad in their old days that everyone guessed that one on the first try without thinking?
Pre-Pony Express, baby.
This team lost 89-0 to LSU in 1908.
Houston.
This is Baylor.
Fuck.
This team in 1904 lost 68-0 to Chicago University.
Sam Houston? I don't know.
This is Texas.
This is Texas? Wow. Are there any more recent ones?
The 2011 was the most. There's one in 2015. There's one in 2003. Everything else is 1920 or earlier. Okay, well, there's a 91 and a 97.
What's the 2003 one?
2000. Oh, 2015. Oh, 2003. Okay. They lost 77-0 against Oklahoma.
You know, 3. Fuck. We already said Texas Tech. We already said Baylor. We already said Texas. They in 03. 03 Oklahoma won the Natty. Or no, they lost in the Natty to LSU.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jason White, who won the Heisman.
W's.
Um,
I guess that's how you do
is
it.
this Houston?
This is A&M.
Oh, fucking! I forgot about A&M. Fuck. Okay.
This team lost 66-10 to UCLA in 1997.
66-10 against UCLA. Should I just keep guessing Houston till I get Houston right?
This was
Let's
Houston.
go.
All right. This team lost 72-0 to Nevada in 91.
Nevada. I'm gonna say UTEP.
This was North Texas.
North Texas. Okay.
This team lost 81-0 to Austin College.
Not Boston College. Austin College
in 1912.
So it's beat Boston without the B in 1912. Yeah. I'm gonna say that is that UTSA?
That is Rice.
Oh yeah, duh, Rice.
This team in 1919 lost to A&M by 78 points, 78-0.
In what year?
1919.
Oh my God. Well, no, wait. UTEP wouldn't be UTEP.
The hint I'll give you is this team is very bad this year.
So is it one of those two U schools? It's either UTEP or UTESA. So then if it's another Texas team, it's not Rice, not Tech. Who is it? Oh, wait, no. Who am I missing?
Sam Houston.
Oh, fuck, duh.
All right, we got 3 more. This team lost 79-0 to the New Mexico Military Academy, which was a high school. I looked it up. It was a high school.
Was that UTEP, or was that UTEP?
That was UTEP, otherwise known as Texas Western.
Texas Western.
Mm-hmm. All right, 2 more.
Shout out to Glory Road?
Yep.
Glory Road,
I gotta watch that again. Lydia won't watch it with me.
Wow.
She gets sad at the racist part.
Sism?
No.
Oh, okay.
She just gets sad. She watched me the first time, and the part where, they go back to their room and they got the words everywhere. She's like, it's just not okay. I was like, bold take, Lydia. Okay, then.
Yeah. Way to stand out on a limb there.
She's like, you know what? Maybe people will get offended by this, but I think that was horrible. I was like, bold take.
I was going to say, does she not like watching the movie 42 either? The Jackie Robinson movie?
Dude, she's so scared I'm going to show her a movie that's going to have a fucked up scene because I showed her Full Metal Jacket. She was like, oh, this is funny. And then it got to the part where he goes crazy.
Hold on, time out. One of my best friends in my group chat, Blake, shout out to Blake. He just said, I'm sorry, Aaron Gordon is what from the field in 3? Oh, that's so funny.
Steph Curry and who would have thought if I said between Aaron Gordon and Steph Curry, one of these guys is 3 for 9 from 3 and the other is 9 for 10. And then I told you it was Aaron Gordon. That was that was 9 for 10. Would you believe me?
Listen, man.
Yeah. So 2 more here.
Okay.
So your last 2 teams, I'll let you pick which one this is. This team in 2015 lost to Oklahoma State 69-16. Is this UTSA or TCU?
In 2015?
Mm-hmm.
Well, in 2015, TCU almost won the Natty, so that's UTSA.
Yep. And then the worst one in TCU history, they lost 72-0 to this team, is also in Texas.
In what year?
1915.
Damn. Was it Rice?
Yeah, it's Texas.
Oh, it's Texas. Hook 'em?
Yeah, can we talk about SMU lost by 143? Like, I'm sorry, like if that happened today, they would just disband the program. Like
Yeah, they'd be
that
like,
night.
guys, we gotta go.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk some NBA here. All right? So give me a general impression of what you thought of the first night in the league, and then give me a general impression of what you thought of your team, and then I'll give you my impression of your team.
Okay, so the first night, as in just opening night, or
No,
the entire first game?
everyone's opening game. So Tuesday,
Okay.
Wednesday.
So I got a couple quick general thoughts. Rockets Thunder looked like a different sport. This was my general take on Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? Tuesday.
Yeah.
Rockets Thunder looked like a different sport than Lakers Warriors. Like Rockets Thunder was varsity, Lakers Warriors was junior varsity. I thought that was very telling. Wednesday, I the last what time is it? Okay. It's been about 24 hours, and all I can think about is Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the league. That's all I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
It's literally all I've been thinking about. And I'm ready to be irrational. I am ready to be hyperbolic. I am ready to be overdramatic. I am ready for all of it.
I didn't know there was a period where you weren't ready for that.
I know, right? But like I'm all of these things, and like I didn't know what to do with my hands. The block on Lively transitioned into the step back on Lively was like the best sequence I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, that was something. That was pretty cool.
Can I, with me and my little analytics stuff, can I share with you an absolute insane thing I've witnessed happening while looking at odds on Action Network.
Mm-hmm.
So Victor Wembanyama before first tip off was plus 1,200 for MVP.
Yeah. Yep.
He
Yep.
is plus 300. He is the second best odds after one game. He dropped 13 places and 900 points. This is the first time Jokic has been above plus 200 for MVP in 5 years.
Wemby's going to probably be the favorite by the time this Nuggets game's over.
I'm putting 380 in right now. Like, no, I'm not parlaying that. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like imagine being a plus. Imagine being like a 13-1 Victor Wembanyama ticket holder right now. You're feeling like holy shit.
Yeah, it's so unfair. You remember that 2-year stretch?
I lied. Vic won't be the favorite because Shea did have 55 tonight against Indiana.
Shea will be the favorite because he's going to put 35 up every night.
Every night, bro. He always finds his way.
You remember that 2-year window with Ohtani where it got to the point of like, wow, this guy's good, to like, oh, fuck off. Like, you just have to be this perfect. Mm-hmm. We're getting into that territory of Wembanyama where it's like, good God, how are we going to stop this at any given point?
And the craziest part for them as a team right now is they have pieces to like upgrade their roster if they wanted to, like tomorrow. You know what I mean?
They could trade half their young players and get Giannis tonight if they wanted to.
Mm-hmm. Like if let's say it's January and they're fucking 35-12 and they're all of a sudden like, you know what? Let's cash these chips in because we could win the title. We could start stacking rings today. But I don't know. We'll see. Like the only shitty part about that is like Harper would get annexed, and I actually thought Harper. Look, it's going to be weird because it's a weird spot for him because of how many guards they have, and Fox isn't even there yet. But I thought Harper looked pretty good. Stefan Castle was fantastic on defense. What he did to Cooper Flag is going to end up on X videos. That was demonic. Yeah, man, they're really good. They're really, really good. My team, I had no qualms. I enjoyed them. They were a pleasure to watch. Uh, Having 3 20-point scorers is cool. It's neat. It was fun. I didn't know that was legal. Desmond Bain, hello. Welcome to the Magic. Welcome to Florida, bud. Nice to have you. Franz Wagner had some cool moments. Um, and I like the juice that some of these bench guys have, like having a guy like Tyus Jones as another guard, because last year this team was just inept with like their entire guards situation basically got reassembled. Like last year we're out here giving Gary Harris and like random dudes minutes that aren't even in the NBA anymore. And now that they're healthy, you have Suggs back. They go and add Bain. They get Tyus Jones. They have Anthony Black as like a bench guard instead of a guy they need to rely on big minutes from.
Well, let's be real.
It
If
just reshapes
Franz
the
and Paolo
roster.
weren't hurt for 80% of the season at any point, like most of those guys, like if everyone on their team was not playing with a third of an ACL,
Yeah.
or a half a knee, like those guys wouldn't have seen minutes.
Oh, well, yeah, I know, but Suggs missing the entire year last year, basically. Paulo and Franz both missing a bunch of time. I don't know when they'll get him back, but once Mo Wagner comes back, that'll be nice because they won't have to rely on playing Wendell Carter
I think
a
so.
bunch.
My one thing with them, and I think I mentioned it to you before, everyone talks about like when are the Spurs going to make a move? When are the Spurs going to make a move? If the Magic if they get hot enough to start this year and they want to take advantage of a very weak Eastern Conference, or I won't say very weak because the East played a lot better than I thought it would yesterday. There might be a couple centers on the market that they could just say, hey, you're rebuilding. Fuck it. What do you want?
Well, I don't know what trade chips they have now that they got rid of all of them for Bain.
I mean, I would say even Anthony Black and Jace Richardson might be in that cat. If you're in like, hey, we need to find a way to put us to that next level now, you might you've been good enough at drafting role players, might as well.
Yeah.
I have a gross one. It's never gonna happen. Like in a million years, it's not gonna happen. But it would be very fun to see if it did.
Don't
And
say
that's
Vucevic
Sabonis.
because Sabonis.
If
It'd be
you get the
interesting.
Magic down bad enough, and you say, hey, we'll give you a bunch of picks, we'll give you like Wendell Carter, Tristan Da Silva, and like maybe Jace Richardson.
I would not get rid of Tristan Da Silva. That guy's
I
really
would.
good.
I think if you had to decide between him and Jace Richardson, I'm keeping Jace because your guards tend to get hurt more than your bigs.
It's a fair point, but
Because
I
can
like
you
Da
rely on
Silva.
Jalen Suggs to play 82 games?
Well, I mean,
More than can you rely on Paolo to play 82 games?
no one plays 82 anymore, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I thought your Magic played great. I talked to you about Franz when I was debating on his points line I was betting. He played a lot. The Magic always worry me because they either play like a number 1 team or a 15 seed. Like mainly in the first half. Like in the first half, it's just kind of like are we pumped or is it just like I guess we got to play basketball kind of thing. I thought the league as a whole, there's a couple blowouts. I think the league as a whole, obviously first day everyone's hyped. If it continues to play like this is going to be one of the most fun seasons ever.
I mean, it should be regardless. Like, I understand that there's a consensus with there's
the fact that there are 12 teams fighting for 8 spots in essentially both leagues right now makes it very fun.
I don't think the East is going to be that deep at the end of the day, but I do think they're still pretty good. There's still teams like I think Indiana tonight, they played Oklahoma City. And I understand that tonight was more of like an inspired effort against the team they lost in the finals to. But also too, they played Oklahoma to double overtime, and Aaron Nemhart got hurt during the game, and they didn't have TJ McConnell, and fucking Neesmith and Matherin both fouled out in the overtimes. Like I think Indiana's going to be a bit like I don't think Indiana's going to be awesome, but I think they're going to be a bitch to play every night. You know what I mean? Like the Celtics, they're going to be a bitch to play every night, even though they're injured. Philadelphia, I don't know what to make of Philadelphia because they went on the road
I'm
to
telling you,
Boston and
this is
won,
the
but Joel Embiid sucked ass. Like Joel Embiid looked like legit washed. Like
You know
it's
what it
over.
was? Do you know what it was? I can tell you exactly what it was. Joel Embiid for the last, and listen, you may say I'm biased, and I am 100% biased in this take, because you know my hatred for Joel Embiid, not just as someone who roots for the Knicks, but as a general basketball fan watching how he acts. Like, I don't see anyone outside of Philly justifying it. And even in Philly, half of them have started. But the thing was this. You threw Ben Simmons under the bus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you saw what it did to Ben Simmons. Now, if you're Embiid, do you think at any point he was like, maybe I shouldn't be doing some stupid bullshit that's going to piss off this fan base? Because you saw what they did, because he witnessed what happened to Ben Simmons after Ben Simmons made a huge fuck up. And it cost him his career. You come out last year and this might be my 2-minute rant, whatever. You could clock me on it if I go too long, whatever. I'll stand on my podium like Cuomo. You come out after probably your best season since you got sent home crying by Kawhi Leonard. You start this before the season when saying, yo, we need a new coach, we need new everything. Cool, they get you it. And then you say, oh, by the way, I'm not going to play in back-to-backs. Like, I'm just not going to do it. And everyone's like, all right, you know what? Cool. Most teams have been resting players on back-to-backs anyway. But then you get to the first back-to-back, and game 1 is Charlotte, and game 2 is Boston. Which one does he play? Charlotte. Embiid has played more games against sub-500 teams than playoff teams in the last 4 years. And then when he does play team, and then now, think about it, bro. How often did you see him play Boston last year?
Well, shit, he only played like 20 games last year, so.
But when he was healthy and active, not when he was injured. There's 3 Boston games he was healthy and active for. He only played 1.
The Christmas Day game, right?
Mm-hmm. No, he refused to play in it. They were in Miami that game, and he refused to play in it because the team flew down the night before, and he said he didn't want to fly down the night before, so he said, okay, I'm just not going to play. I'm going to say my knee hurts still. And then you come out the next season, and you start playing like ass. And it's not as noticeable half the time until a rookie puts up 30 and Maxey puts up 40. And then you start, and then Maxey, a little 6 foot, 100-pound guard, gets 8 boards, or what was it, 6 boards and 8 assists. You start thinking, maybe we don't need an injury-prone, very expensive center. Maybe we could run 2 to Edgecombe, McCain, and Maxey and say, maybe we could get something for Embiid. Gross thought. Jalen Duren's a free agent. Sign and trade. Send Embiid to fucking out of Philly. Get a big who's gonna get all the foul baiting, all the injury bullshit Embiid does, but he's gonna play 60 games, and you don't have to sit there with a Dembona playing as a starter for half your season. Which I like a Dembona, but if you're a coach and you say, hey, I'm giving you a Dembona or Joel Embiid as your starter, who do you want? You're not taking a Dembona. Dude, it's pathetic. Like I'm so over Embiid. You cried your way to a fucking MVP because I put up the same numbers as him. They just don't like me because I'm from Philly and I speak my mind. No, it's because you put 40 up on the Hornets and then 10 up on the Celtics. Who do they play next?
I don't even know.
Let me look. I'm investigating. They don't even play tomorrow. Cowards. They play the Hornets. This is perfect. They play the Hornets. I guarantee you this man puts up 30.
It would be cool to just see him like look good. But
no, because it's going to prove my point.
I mean, yeah.
He played every game against the Wizards, the Pistons, and the Hornets when they were the 3 worst teams in the East. And he played a third of the games against the Knicks, the Celtics, and the Bucks. Coward.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I just saying I can't argue back because I still like the guy a lot. Even though I'm losing it. I'm losing faith. I'm losing faith.
Come to the right side, Joe. Come to the right
it's
side.
hard. I put
No,
a
it's
lot.
not.
I put
It's
a lot of
so
stock
simple.
in that dude.
It's so simple. Cool. And do what all them investors do. Dump that shit and move on.
Well, the problem is it's too low now for me to sell it.
And bro, it's a difference between selling it and jumping on the hate train and just saying like, yeah, I'm done.
Look, man.
You might, by the way, you might get saved because they just went to overtime. He's at 42.
I've got it on right now. Steph's just hitting a bunch of jump shots.
I took live plus 2.5, so I'm hoping Nuggets could pull this one. My Thunder though, I don't like that we've played 3 overtime periods in 2 games. Definitely shouldn't have needed
You're wrong.
that second
4.
overtime.
You're wrong.
Oh, that's
4.
right. They went double.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say 3 because they shouldn't have went to the second one against Houston.
Oh my god.
I'm not arguing. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying we shouldn't have.
You're out here talking about the fucking Zapruder film type shit. Hey, Aaron Gordon made a 2-pointer.
Hey, look at that. Chris Webber is still playing in the NBA, and he wears number 7 for the Rockets.
Oh my god.
No, we play good. I think I mentioned to you off air that I think Kason Wallace is going to have a very good season as a role player. I mentioned it in my Substack article. A lot. I mean, obviously overtime stats get inflated, but he looked very good last week. I am worried about everyone being hurt already because we only had 10 available players today. All 10 played, and we had 8 players out with injury today. Caruso is out with is on concussion protocol. Kason Wallace sprained his knee. We still don't have J-Dub back. But
AJ Mitchell looks like a baller.
Dude, that's the bro. Shout out Nikola Topic. His first career stat in the NBA was champion. Because he's been in the league 2 years now, and he has not played a single minute because he's been hurt.
Is he gonna play it all this year?
I think so. I think he had to have a second surgery for his ACL, and then they're just letting him kind of slowly go back because you're not. What's the point of rushing a point guard when your point guard is Shea? They looked really good. So I'll talk. Everyone kind of knows that. So we can talk briefly about the Knicks because they're kind of my team too. Also, man, do you know the first thing that Lydia said to me watching that game? She said, "I didn't know they could do anything. I didn't know they were allowed to do anything besides dribble handoffs."
And high screens,
brother. I was like, Jalen Brunson's not posting up at half court. This is so beautiful, man. Richard Jefferson 2 minutes ago, he's like, man, this is fun. They're passing.
The ball got he's like the ball got reversed.
Bro, they look like they're having fun. Hawk Porty looks amazing. I was a big fan of his. He looked great in limited minutes. Kolek looked good.
Jalen Brunson had 3 possessions in a row that ended in him shooting a catch and shoot jump shot. And I was like, what is this? What is this dark magic?
Someone said this is the first time Jalen Brunson's had to catch and shoot since Julius Randle was our point forward for 4 years.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, that being said, I mean, look how good they played, and they didn't have Mitchell Robinson or Josh Hart, and 50% of Cat.
I was worried that he started, but he didn't look too bad. Even though
I think it was one of those where it's like, hey, you could start and you'll be in discomfort all game, or it's gonna be more than hey, if you start, you're gonna risk tearing your quad kind of thing. I think they played the Celtics. I think he'll probably play the Celtics, and then if he's still feeling it, then who do they play next after them? See, they have a tough first 5, dude. Celtics, Heat, Bucks, Bulls is their next 4.
Sometimes when you're these good teams, your schedule at the beginning of the year is loaded because they just hammer you on national television.
But it's cool because even the last 10 games on our schedule is Brooklyn, Washington, Charlotte, and Charlotte again. That's bro. Their schedule is just loaded throughout the year. Play the Bulls 4 times. They play the Pelicans 2 times. They play the Celtics 4, Raptors 4. They play the Thunder. Play Pacers 4. They play the Bucks 4. The Cavs 4. That was their first win against the Cavaliers in the regular season in over a year and a half.
Really?
They've lost 6 straight.
So since the year they beat but back to a couple years ago when they beat them in the playoffs.
The last year of Julius Randle, yeah, the first year of OG.
Okay.
Yeah, they look good. Let me ask you this
Mm-hmm.
before we move on to some NFL and get our picks in. If you had to say one team right now that you were the most worried about in terms of like they're gonna drop from where I think like a lot of people thought they would be, who would it be?
It's a fantastic question. Let me look.
I can go first. What do you think?
Yeah, go for it.
That Atlanta game kind of threw some red flags for me.
Oh, then I already know too. Yeah, yeah. That
Because it wasn't like, yes, they have the offensive talent, but the biggest issue with Atlanta for the last 3 years is they don't have defense. And they got matched point for point on offense, but then it was, hey, now you got to get past Scotty Barnes, RJ, and Pirtle and Ingram, and you got to get past defensively aggressive guys, whether they're good on defense or not. They're defensively aggressive, and Atlanta constantly shows they can't do that. I think Trae Young fucked his own season up with this whole I'm announcing I'm going to become a free agent and I'm not going to sign an extension shit, because I think his value's already dropped once they realized, like, hey, DeJounte Murray came in and they really struggled because he can't play next to another guard. You know, how many teams right now are willing to take the risk on a point guard that has to have the ball in his hands for 60% of the possession? Think about all the teams right now that have that. Give me the names of those teams.
Not many.
I give me the teams right now that play like that. I can tell you, Hornets, Phoenix used to, and that's why they were so bad. Phoenix still played good because Booker learned how to pass the ball. Kings, because DeRozan has to play ISO. And look what the Hornets have done in 4 years with LaMelo. Injuries are a part of it, but like he had to have that learning period of learn, like, hey, if this isn't high school where I have to shoot 75 shots. Trae Young just doesn't care. And I genuinely don't think the only team I could think that would be willing right now to put up with it would be Milwaukee, and definitely not after he made that comment about Giannis's brothers. You know, where are you gonna go? Clippers, maybe? Like,
I
legit
of the Clippers,
I cannot think of a team that would be willing to take on Trae Young right now.
It's early. I'm not going to think about that. But that was a bit alarming that's how that game went. The team that I'm worried about is the Clippers. Not that I was like super huge on them, but a lot of people were talking about all these moves that they made, and they just looked old, and Kawhi looked bad, and they not great. Not great. They got smoked by the Jazz.
Where were you when Aaron Gordon dropped 50 on the Warriors?
And they lost.
And they lost by 7 because Steph dropped 30 points in the second half. No, they worry me. A team, I think everyone's going to talk about Utah, but Utah always starts out like 5-0, and then Danny Ainge goes down there and says, "Hey, you're supposed to be getting me more draft picks. Stop it." Chicago really surprised me. I don't know how many more times Jalen Duren is going to learn that Vucevic is just going to punk him every time they play. Because, brother, at this point in both of them their careers, Vucevic should not be putting up 15 and 12 on Jalen Duren. The fact Isaiah Stewart had to play 35-plus minutes is very alarming if you're Jalen Duren, especially not after signing that contract extension.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't get locked up. The Pistons are weird, man. Not weird, but like
I think they're gonna go small ball. That's why, because Ron Holland was playing a lot at the 4 yesterday.
he looked good. He looked really good yesterday. They need to go get. They need to go get. Laurie Markkinen. Like I'm gonna beat that drum. Like I just like.
I'm
You don't think so?
no.
Who would if you're all right? Who? What do you think they should do? If
If
there
you're
was a move
Detroit,
there, yeah. If there was a move to make, who would you? What would you have them do?
it wouldn't be this season. It'd be this off season.
What's that
See about a sign and trade with Philly.
for Embiid?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I guess I just
I think
I
Cade needs more space because he seems to play better with Isaiah Stewart in the lineup because Isaiah Stewart has the ability to stand on the outside and Jalen Duren does not. I just think I'm worried about Lauri Markkinen being on a team where he has to be the only guy for the third year in a row, and the mindset now, and then like going like when you're making $30 million a year on a team that's comfortable winning 10 games a season, eventually it starts to seep into your head. You know what I mean? Like I'm worried about him going to a playoff level team and just being like, "Oh fuck, what is this? Like I can't do this." My thing is this: I think enough GMs are gonna get sick of Danny Ainge being like, "Oh, now I need 6 draft picks for this guy," because his numbers keep going down, dude.
Yeah.
And they got it. I think this is the year they got to trade him.
Laurie?
Because you have too many wings on your team that need minutes.
You would think,
and you know they're not going to trade the young players. I think Laurie's hitting like the best couple years of his life, and I think just 3 years straight on a losing team, no one's willing to like. All right, we got to rework him mentally. We have to and like get him used to a new system. By the way, we also have to pay him $30 million for the next 3 seasons.
if the Warriors weren't brain dead at the wheel, they would go get him.
No, he's not 38 years old, so Steve Kerr wouldn't want him.
Yeah, no shit.
If you're Phoenix and you want to fast pace this rebuild,
what?
Laurie?
Who? For who? They have nothing.
You could give up draft picks.
They don't have any.
They got like 5 back in the Durant trade.
I don't think they can. They don't own any of them. They get all the worst ones. Utah wouldn't want those.
Shit, if you're OKC, that would be the only other team where it's just like, hey, you don't have the pressure of needing to score 20 points a game.
Because I think that was the big thing about the Durant deal is that Phoenix didn't even Houston didn't even give up the Phoenix pick they own. At least I don't think.
No, they gave up that pick.
Oh, okay.
Because that was the 10th pick.
No, I'm talking about they have next year's Phoenix, or someone has next year's Phoenix pick.
Yeah, no, Houston had no. Other than that, I mean, maybe Miami, if you're comfortable enough, like moving someone and then playing Wiggins at the 4 or Markin at the 4.
It's early.
I thought
it's literally the third day of the year.
Yeah, I know. We were talking hypotheticals 3 months ago.
Yeah, that's true.
No, the best course of action is they're going to let the NBA expand, and they're just going to send Lauri Markkanen into Seattle.
Fuck it, bro. Build that statue.
Swedish Supersonic would go so fucking hard. Oh, no, he's finished, so.
Yeah, you're right. Finland. Want to make some picks?
The Finnish flamethrower. Boom! I did it. All right. Do you want me to go first? Because my picks are like almost.
Do you have them?
Kind of. Let me double check my numbers here. Yeah, I can go. All right. First we're gonna start with we're gonna take Cincinnati money line. Iowa money line plus 111, $15. Cincinnati is going to have a very close game, but I think they can outpace the Bears. Their defense is better. Iowa should take care of Minnesota. What a horribly weird team Minnesota is. Because you look at record, if you look just at the record, not a scores, you're like, this team's kind of average. And then you watch them play, and they're like, how the fuck did you win this many games?
This breaks off Nebraska last week.
That's what I'm saying. So this is a perfect letdown spot because Iowa just bores you to sleep with the way they play. And I think they're going to do that to them here. I got Iowa State money line. I'm with everyone else here. I think there's just too much money and it's too much of a, we just bombed the fuck, or we just beat our in-state rival and proved Christianity was better, or Mormonism is better. Now let's go to Iowa State where they have signs that say God's not real. I'm kidding. But I think this is definitely a letdown spot, especially when it's a fade the public spot too at the same time. Give me 15 on Iowa State money lines. So that puts me at 30. We're going to go Wolfpack and Pitt under 55.5. Our good friend, Mr. Stephen F. Ass breaks. I thought that was funny. Come on, Joe. You got to give me a laugh for that one. Stephen F. Ass breaks. Let's talk about how this is the Pitt coach always tends to start slowing down around this time. This is a good fade spot. I do like Pack plus 6.5, but I'm going to take the under here on this one because it's a 5-star play on Betalytics. Use code Gotham, get 25% off. Boop, 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 boop. Next we got this is my Joe parlay, which means it's really long for no reason. It's going to be annoying for me to type up. Got Michigan money line, Southern Miss money line, UConn money line minus 132, $10 on that one as well. So that puts me at 50. I'm going to take the risk on G Tech minus 16.5. Syracuse's offense has been absolutely abysmal since Clemson. They cannot stop the run. I think this is a good spot for Georgia Tech just to straight up say fuck it and blow a team out. Before I put my full money amount on that, I want to see who they play next week because this could be a trap game.
Trademarked.
Oh, no, it's NC State and Boston College the next 2 weeks. We're good. I might fade them in that Pitt game, though, because if Pitt starts to struggle and the spread gets high the week before Georgia, hashtag trap game. Actually, no, because they're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. So there's no more trap game mentality in this one. They're not going to give a fuck about that Georgia game if it comes down to beating Pitt to make the ACC championship. So $10 on that. I definitely think they're also kind of in win now mode that Clemson's kind of catching up speed.
Clemson's cooked. They lost last week to SMU.
Okay, yeah.
And so Klubnik's done.
We're at 60. Going to the NFL now. Texans, 49ers, under 41.5. This game just bleeds like, those games you see on Red Zone, and they're always on Red Zone because each team's like inside the 30, but no one scores because they always go for it on 4th down. You know what I mean?
Are you saying this game's going to be the game where no one gets inside the 30 at all?
All right, I want you to close your eyes and picture this, okay? You're sitting on the couch. It's nice and chilly. You got the crock pot filled with some soup, right? You're watching the game. You got your beer on one side, your Mountain Dew on the other, and your dip in your pocket. You got a lip pillow in and everything. You're watching Red Zone, and you see Jackson Dart throw like a 50-yard bomb. Scatabo give himself a concussion. You're seeing all this crazy stuff. And they're like, let's take it to the Texans game. And it's like now we're starting the second quarter of the Texans game. And you look and it's like, it's 0-0. I feel like this game started 5 minutes ago. How the fuck are they in the second quarter? That's this game. Texans offensive line is horrendous. They have given up one of the most pressures in the league. They cannot hold the quarterback. I joked with you about how I was really mad at CJ Stroud until my bet hit. Brother, I watched the last 3 minutes of that game. I felt of the Houston game on Monday night.
Oh, you poor soul.
Literally looked like CJ Stroud was supposed to be the dummy for a practice drill about defensive linemen breaking through. Like he did not have time. So I'm going to take the under here. No matter who's starting at quarterback, I just think both defenses are good enough and both offenses are weak-ish enough, because I wouldn't say the Texans' offense is weak. Their offensive line is just bad. And CJ is just losing his accuracy this year for some reason. He's got to be in it. He's got to have some kind of like lingering hand injury at the end of the season. They're going to say like he had surgery on his finger or some shit.
Yeah, from patting himself on the back too much last year.
Okay.
He's been asked since he tried to big bro Caleb.
And how did Caleb's season end anyway last year?
Hey, he's been better than Stroud statistically for the last year and change.
All right, so next one we got.
Yeah, no come back to that, huh?
I don't care. I'm a Saints fan. I'm talking shit to talk shit. Don't worry. When you guys lose to the Packers, we have a couple like special like videos for you. On Golden Ticket Show. We've already pre-planned these
for when they lose to the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Don have been planning this since week 0 of college football. We got this video. We have been waiting for we will be waiting for this moment.
Hopefully they get to ruin your. They don't even play the Packers for like another month.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's so funny about this is we've been sitting here waiting for this for over a month. Next one we got here, I'm going to do another parlay, and we're going to take at plus 100. This would be – so I have 30, 40, 50, 60. I'm going to do 15 on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then my last one here, I'm going ballsy. Or not really ballsy, it's plus 100, but I'm putting 25 on it. My play of the day. Falcons money line, Patriots money line, Eagles money line. The Dolphins are in shambles. This could I have a hunch that this could be the game where they say bye-bye to Mr. McDaniel.
Uh-huh.
The Browns had a big win last week. We could say it, but like, you know, how often do you see the Browns win by double digits like that?
Uh-huh.
Their defense is good. New England is better. Their run game is good. New England's run defense is going to be better. I'm willing to take the risk that the Browns are not going to win 2 in a row. I'll take the Patriots money line. And then we're going to take the Eagles money line. There is no way in hell Sirianni loses twice to the Giants. Especially coming off that game. You just got a deflating loss where everyone's questioning your coach. And now you got to play the Eagles, who you just beat on prime time. In Philly. You're telling me they come out of this with a win.
So you said Philly, Cleveland, and who?
Cleveland, Philly, Atlanta.
Okay. And you said it was...
No, it was New England, Philly, Atlanta. I'm not taking Cleveland over the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm stupid. New England, Philly, and Atlanta?
Yeah.
Okay. What was the money?
So I have plus 100 on FanDuel, but Kalshi has plus 113 if you'll allow me to use an exchange.
Can I offer you a different way to bet this?
Sure.
If you do this is what I got off FanDuel. If you did this, but as a 3-team 7-point teaser, it's basically the same 3. It's the same thing. It's all 3 teams to win because it takes New England down to 0 and then Atlanta and Philly to plus a half. You get 120. You get plus 120.
All right. I'll take it. Send me the link to that.
I'll send you the screenshot. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we'll do that.
Because I was thinking the money lines on those, I was like, there's no way that plus 100 on it. Like, there's no way that teaser, there's no way that if you tease that, it won't like.
Let me double check because Outlier doesn't have like straight odds.
On FanDuel too, though, the money line is plus 100. No, you're right though. I just did it. The money line.
Yeah, let me check Novig.
Is plus 100 too. So like you're not wrong on those odds.
Yeah, Novig finished at 108. Profit X finished at 101. So yeah. All right, so I'll take the 120 if you want to do it that way. Send it to me.
Yeah, I just sent you a picture of it.
Would you be mad if I put, because it's essentially the same thing? Would you just be mad if I put it in as Eagles money line, Philly money, like if I just put it like that, so I don't have to write out like 19 letters?
Um,
I'll do it like that if I have to, but yeah.
just put like, like on the graphic.
Yeah, instead of doing plus 0.5, plus 0.5, plus 1.5, like, you know what I mean? Because it's essentially the same thing, but it's
Yeah, or I would say that just put like Eagle or New England money line, Atlanta minus 0.5, Philly minus 0.5. That's probably
okay.
what. But I mean, that's instead of writing
Yeah,
out the entire thing. Yeah,
yeah.
because however you want to do it, because I have one that's very long, and I'm
All right.
sorry.
I fucking hate. You know what? I'm gonna give you access to this so you could write them in yourself, and then you could understand what I've been having to do. It takes me 10 minutes, Joe, but fuck, it's annoying.
Stop. Now you're making me feel bad.
I have to realign so much shit.
I gotta dude. I'm trying to find value, bro.
And then you put fucking 7 plays, and I had to put one in the middle.
Are we trying to?
I'm joking. I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
That's the problem because I only have 7 again this week. You listen, man.
Mine was 7 this week.
Listen, man. I'm trying to find that value. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go hit me with it, Joe.
What are you at the last 2 weeks? 13-3.
Yeah. Wait, no, let me double check last week. I made these half asleep last week, so honestly, props to me.
So I went.
See.
So here's my last month while you're counting up. I went 7-0. Which week was the 7?
5-3. 5-3.
Was the 7-3
last week? So 12-4 the last 2 weeks.
It was not that week. No, that was the one. That was the bad week. I went the last month for me has been 7-0, 1-7, and then I went 3-4 and 4-3. So last week was solid. We got to. We tried to do the escalator stairway to heaven in the Ole Miss Georgia game. A little bit too cute. Also, Georgia's defense. What the fuck? Tennessee, just a bad pick. LSU Vandy, a little bit too many points, but NFL last week went 3 for 3. I feel pretty good about the NFL. I'm seeing the NFL clearly, bro. Okay.
I need whatever you got because I'm like horrible in NFL this year.
Last week was good. And it was 3 picks that I would never a doubt on them. Eagles, Cardinals, and Niners last week. All right, let's go. College, first week, first game. Ole Miss, Oklahoma, first half, under 27.5, all reliable, minus 140, $20. Next up, I've got a money line parlay in college football, baby. Hold your nose because we are taking. It's 2 that you guys liked on the Golden Ticket Show, though. I listened. We're taking 2 home teams in games that are very winnable. It is plus 256. It is the Purdue Boilermakers bang that big ass drum to win at home against Rutgers, and it is Arkansas to win at home against Auburn. So Arkansas, Purdue plus 256. We're putting $5 on that. Next up, last college play. Daniel, it's time for sicko mode. Let's go.
I'm ready. Can't you tell?
Wisconsin, first half, team total, under 2.5. Plus 104. In Oregon.
I want you to send that in the group chat right now. I want you to send that in the group chat. And say, Don, thoughts on Wisconsin first half team total under 2.5. So Don has to wake up and see that.
No, I'm not doing it. What's wrong?
It's funny because I asked him about. I really liked the 7.5, and he said no because what? Or about in the Michigan State game, I said under 7.5 for first half, and he said no because they're going to score a touchdown and they're going to intercept Underwood to end the half with a field goal.
Didn't I hear him take Oklahoma State under 9.5?
Yeah, but I mean they're on their 8th string quarterback.
Listen, man, Wisconsin is kept probably in quit territory, and Oregon's mean, and they got to go to Oregon. Listen, it's very smelly, and it's a sick pick, but sometimes you just got to let things fly. You got to do things that you believe. Danny, look at me. Daniel, Sometimes you just got to do stuff that you believe in. All right. NFL. Niners. We rode them last week to a win. We're going to do it here. You like them. You like that Niners Texans game to go under. We like the Niners to go on the road and win. I don't give a shit who's playing quarterback. That Texans offense sucks. This is as much as I want to love D'Amico Ryans, this is a coaching mismatch by a wide margin. The Texans are undisciplined. San Francisco's feeling themselves. I got the Niners going on the road. I got them plus 1.5, but I think they can absolutely win this game, obviously. Next up, listen. Everyone, listen. Guys, just listen. Everyone's going to call me a homer, but just hear me out. 6.5 points is too many fucking points to give the Chicago Bears on the road against a team who is absolutely imploding. All week, the Baltimore Ravens, all we've been hearing about is how after the Chiefs game, they took out the ping pong table and they removed the Pac-Man games and the fucking pool table and all the stuff in the locker room. Well, after that, they went out and got shelled by Houston, and they scored 3 points against the Rams. They are now off their bye week, and Lamar Jackson is coming back, and everyone is expecting the world to be saved. Listen, I think too many people are focusing on all the wrong stuff for Baltimore, and not the fact that this team is an abject disaster, and John Harbaugh is about 4 to 6 weeks away from being fired. Do I love this spot for the Bears? Maybe. I don't know. Baltimore seems to be dead man walking. However, at the end of the day, even if they don't win, 6.5 points is too many fucking points against that defense that sucks. But I'm also going to take the 6.5 in a game, Danny, where I think the team who's getting the 6.5 can absolutely win outright. Because Baltimore's that bad. So give me the Bears plus 6.5. I know it's on the road. I know Lamar is back. I know the Bears are playing an insane variance game on defense right now that is not really sustainable. I just think that line is asinine. I don't care. You're getting 3 free points, in my opinion. Their defense is too banged up, and just because Lamar's coming back with a gimpy hamstring does not mean they should be laying a touchdown when they're 1-5. I just don't. I think that's asinine, and I'm taking the Bears. 15 on that and the Niners game. Next up, I've got a player prop. Hallelujah. Danny loves me. I have a player prop. Bijan Robinson, 100-plus rushing yards. The Miami Dolphins suck. It's very square, I know, but we're taking Bijan. Plus 138. $20. And lastly, 3-team, 7-point tease. And it's on totals, so that's the crazy part. We're teasing all of these games down and taking the over. So we are teasing these 3 games down. We're teasing Jets Bengals down to 37.5, Dolphins Falcons to 37.5, and Titans Colts to 39.5, and we're taking the over on all of them. So we're 7-point teasing down. Jets Bengals to 37.5, Dolphins Falcons to 37.5, and Titans Colts to 39.5. We're taking the over on all of them. That is still plus 120. We're putting 15 on it. So that is the $100 picks. Let's have another winning week. Daniel, I know that's ugly, but that teaser is not bad. I think we both put a good teaser in. I thought my Bears logic was good. I don't know what you thought.
I've just learned not to debate you on the Bears.
Why? I'm logical with the Bears.
No, it's because we'll spend 45 minutes here.
I'm logical on the Bears. I'm not irrational. You guys think I'm irrational about my teams, but I'm not.
I wouldn't say irrational. I just think, like, we'll be like, hey, Joe, good game. And then 45 minutes later, we're talking about, like, Ben Johnson's play calling schemes.
He's got a lot of them. He's got a lot of them.
I like him. I think it should be a fun weekend. I finally get to actually sit and watch an NFL Sunday this week. Shout out to my boss for handing me the most horrible schedule I've ever witnessed in mankind. Like,
shout out to him.
Brother, it hit me today. I was like, shit, I gotta work this now. Like, it's not, I mean, even saying it, I was like, I gotta work it. Fuck. Because that morning shift shit is fucking hard. But no, it should be a good week. I'm excited for this week. I think also soccer. Like, we didn't talk a lot about soccer because I know, I'll bring up soccer. You just look at me like I'm speaking gibberish. And it's gonna be a really fun week for soccer because Champions League just got finished, and there's a lot of teams that are trying to get some like frustrations out, and this could be a very fun. We could see a lot of red cards this weekend, or a lot of goals.
So, Champions League is weird to me. Like I thought it was just like all the winners of those leagues, and then or not all the
okay.
leagues, like,
so all right, let me break it down for you.
Oh boy, here we go.
So okay, every country in Europe sends a certain amount of teams.
Mm-hmm.
The European Soccer Federation or Football Federation each year decides how many they'll send based on how competitive it is. So, for example, France 2 years ago had 6, I believe. This year they only had 4 because PSG was kicking everyone's ass so hard. They said, yeah, the competition level is clearly not there, so we're taking a pick away.
Mm-hmm.
And because in the Premier League, there was like 9 teams fighting for 2 spots. So they were like, okay, we'll give you guys an extra pick because you guys are clearly playing better. So what they do is this. If you're a team in the major leagues, so Italy, England, France, Germany, Spain, Portugal, to a lesser extent, like the teams who like clearly like say it's like you guys were clearly the best in Europe. You go straight through to group stage or to not group stage, but to like league play, right? Then these smaller countries have to fight for those last spots in league play. Now, if you're in the Champions League, think of it like a losers tournament, or not, but it's not a losers tournament. So if you get eliminated in the Champions League tournament, in the knockout, in the qualification phase, they send you to the Europa League, which is the secondary European tournament. And so that is for England, for example, they send 4 teams to Champions League, and they send 1 to Europa and then 1 to the league underneath Europa. Right? So there's 6 to 7 teams that get sent. So now Champions League teams that get eliminated get sent down, and they have to play in Europa. If they get eliminated in Europa, they're done. And any of those teams that were the beginning in Europa get sent down to the lesser league. So basically, you keep going down league by league by league. And the whole point is like, yeah, you can win your league, but can you manage winning your league while also playing every team in Europe? And it honestly, it's all about money. It's about making money. There's literally no point to it besides making money, because you're the Europa champion doesn't mean shit. It's cool. You won the best secondary tournament. Cool. But a lot of these like smaller clubs depend on that money to stay alive for their league to stay alive. So, for example, Real Madrid played this team called FC Kairat. FC Kairat is so far Eastern Europe, it is literally on the border of China. The stadium is 5 miles from the Chinese border, right? They have to play their season in the summer because it is too cold to play it in the normal soccer season. To give you a perspective of where they're at, right? Their budget for a team is like $70,000 for all their players. The money they got from Madrid traveling to them and playing a Champions League game against them made the whole league they're in, the whole Kazakhstani league, $7 million. Kazakhstan's professional soccer league made $7 million just from Madrid playing a team from that league. right? So they know they're going to lose most of these. They lost 5-0, but it makes money for their team, for the league, to keep their leagues alive. So there's like every team goes through. There's like, if you're the number one team in England, you play like 7 tournaments throughout the year. Like
Is your knowledge on this stuff? Are you the meme of the guy like yelling in the girl's ear at the bar?
No, because I only do this to you because I know you are the only one who truly understands my autistically long level of like why I know this.
Yeah.
I'm still learning this shit. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, I was like, why is this team in conference league? And then it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because there's stupid rules to it. Like, one team made the Champions League for the first time in their career, or the Europa for the first time in their history, but they weren't allowed to play in it, because the owner of that team also owns another team that was that's in the tournament. And you can't have more than one team in European tournaments if you own more than one team. So one team got screwed over because their owner wanted the other team to play instead, and they had to forfeit a spot. So imagine, all right, use your Florida State, or let's use the Mara family in football. Say there's 2 playoff spots left, but the NFL says, hey, only one. If you own multiple teams, only one of your team can make it, right? And you're a diehard Giants fan. You guys went through all this bullshit for the last 5-6 years. You finally made the playoffs. But then they say, you know what? We'd make more money if the Steelers were in the playoffs. So the Giants are going to give that spot to the fucking Panthers. That's the kind of level of weird shit that goes on.
Yeah, English, like European soccer, man.
It's a different level of knowledge. Like half the time I'm just like, I don't know what's going on, but there's a game and it's 2 teams I know, and I know which side's going to win this match.
Really? That is, I mean, you've been pretty good at betting this stuff all
for
you.
Right? UCLA is like, it's like you know when you see that meme where it's like the iceberg, and then the more you get into it, you start sinking more into the iceberg, and it gets bigger and bigger. It's like that.
Yeah, that's like you.
If I took you into the iceberg, you would be looking up stats for like EFL League 3 cup games. And you'd be like, oh, wow, I can't believe Grimsby Town beat Manchester United in penalty kicks and then lost to Walter Shore. The second team was a name I made up, but Grimsby Town is a legit team.
Listen, man, I'm here for certain shenanigans.
You know what? We're going to have one show. Like, we're going to do it. Like, we're going to pre-record it live, and we're just going to watch a soccer game.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, when it's international ball, I'm all for it. But club soccer, it's just hard for me to, like, because it's just too much. But when international,
the difference is, like, international, it's like you're playing for the pride of your country. And a lot of that's went away because, like, you know, these people are like, oh, you know, my country in Africa is technically owned by the French, so I'm going to go play for France because I have a chance at winning. And it's.
But I'm watching all of it. I'm not just watching USA games.
Oh yeah,
I'm watching all of it.
Cape Verde made it for the first time in their history, and guess what's going to happen? They're going to probably play like the U.S. or they're going to play England or they're going to play Spain. They're going to get fucking torched like 9-0. But the minute that first goal goes in, it's going to be the greatest moment of their history because it'll be the first time they've ever played a World Cup match.
And didn't the World Cup expand for next summer?
Kinda. When the World Cup happens, we'll have to do like a bracket prediction, like who goes through, who doesn't, and then see how we do at the end of the year.
It'll be fun, man.
Loser has to buy the winner a soccer kit.
I'm incredibly excited for when that happens because it's going to be in America. So, like, it's just going to be catered to
Brother, I'm telling you, it's going to be a shit show. I think it's going to be a shit show.
Well,
two of the most injury-prone fields in professional football, and you're going to put the most expensive legs in the world on it?
I don't like that there's games played at MetLife.
Here's my thing. They're switching to turf just for that, but they refuse to switch it for the players. So, which means they're acknowledging the fact that the turf is not good for their players, and they just don't care.
What's the other place that you're talking about?
FedEx.
Oh, in Washington? It's natural grass, though, at least.
Yeah, but that's a curse. That field's cursed.
Yeah.
So, oh well, we will see. We will have to do a live Like one day in the summer, like when I'm off work, if you can get off, or if we have it timed right, we literally do a live watch show.
Absolutely, I'd be down.
I'll tell you about which players play on League 7 teams and.
Yeah, that would be something crazy. All right, well, we did good today. We talked a lot about it a lot. Make sure you join us on Sunday for the morning show, as well as the Educated Ignorance podcast on Sunday night, where Brinksy and I will wrap up the day in the NFL. Shout out to all the people that are. Shout out to everybody here on the channel. We got a lot of people that that do a lot of great work. Follow us on our Substack, forfrequencysake.qc.com, or forfrequencysake.substack.com. Other than that, Danny, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you. Why did I thank you? That's weird.
You know what? Because why not? This has been the Educated Ignorance podcast. Finger Game, the best past the six. We'll see you guys next time. We're out. Peace.